What's up, Cherry's World podcast? You guys send in requests. Most of the time, I try to honor them. Sometimes I ignore them. But today, this show is all for you. Ladies and gentlemen, you have been asking, so today, she's here. That's right, my best friend is in the house. The writer, the actress, the director, the producer of the new Punky Brewster reboot. Let's welcome no other, Soleil Moon Frye. No, because it's not just about the Punky reboot. It's about you being my quarantine sister.
I mean, you are my quarantine sister, that's for sure.
Thank you so much for the mental health checkups. How are you guys doing it?
I mean, it's been crazy over here.
So for those that don't know Courtney, she's got a house full of children.
I do. I have so many children, Courtney. Like so many. Like a lot.
Like, what's a lot? Because I feel like I have a lot too.
Well, how many do you have?
Yeah, 3.
Okay, I have 4.
Okay, you got
That's a lot, right? Well, hopefully you'll be able to show a photo of them. They're the most. They're so beautiful on the outside, but they're so beautiful on the inside too. And
I know that the world doesn't know you the way I know you. And with me saying that, I have to apologize that sometime I write people back on social media.
I love Cherry's always my biggest. She's like my ally and my defender, and you know, I mean, we were raised in a way that you know, my father was very involved in the civil rights movement, and it's what he was proudest of in his life. And my dad had a lot of flaws, and there were a lot of things that that he didn't always make the right choices on. But when it came to his work, working within the civil rights movement, it was by far what he was proudest of, and the legacy that he wanted to leave, you know, to his kids and grandkids, and so that was always part of our DNA. It was such a big part of where I come from, and after he passed away, it's been so fascinating researching and finding photos of him, you know, like during the civil rights movement, like to see James Baldwin, and I'll see my dad like standing behind, and I'm like, that's my dad, you know.
Yeah.
And so ultimately,
Carol.
I mean, so it's so moving, and so for me, that's always been part of my life is raised with love and compassion, and we have a very diverse, you know, family, and I love that, and I'm really protective of that, you know, and I'm protective of my godnephews who are living during such incredible times, because as much as I start to lose faith at time, I look at this generation of my children and my children's friends and the people that are out there protesting in the streets and the people whose voices are being heard. And I get this inspiration of like kind of feeling like these ghosts from the past are with us once again, and in such a fiery, exciting way. And I see the inspiration from the young people, and I see the movements that are coming together, and it gives me hope and faith, you know, and it really inspires me. And when I see my kids wanting to go out into the streets, and my daughter on her wall, you know, I went into her room the other day, and she had Black Lives Matter, and then she had Breonna's name, and she had George Floyd's, and it was so beautiful because it was symbolic to her as a way of, I'm going to wake up every morning and see those names and remember, you know, what is my duty? You know, I heard this incredible, such a profound speaker who, you know, said, when you said Black Lives Matter, that meant you married us. You know what I mean? Like, we're married now. Like, you don't just, you know, show up and then, you know, disappear. You know what I mean?
I think that's the greatest thing that's going to happen with this next generation. We have a generation full of kids who aren't having it. They don't appreciate it. They don't care how their parents feel. They are checking their parents, and they're going to check everybody else around them. And that's exactly what we need to stop racism. Let's face it, Black people can't stop racism. If we could have, it would have never started. But the children nowadays, they ain't having it. And they're going to check each other and make sure that each other does the right thing. And for that, I'm thankful.
As someone so profoundly once said, one of my favorites, that, we're not born to hate, right? Like, that's not how we come into this world. That's learned. That's something that people learn over time. So we're born to love, and I get inspired to see that this next generation, and I'm like, and the kids have said to me, like, well, why did you not do more? And I'm like, I want to do, and they're like, now we've got to do it. And I'm like, yes, but you can, like, how do we help support and follow through on that, but they're constantly questioning me of like, what are you doing? What are you, and I love that. I'm like, yes, please, like, always question us. Like, my kids are my biggest teachers.
So talk about what you are doing. Miss Soleil has a love affair with Katie, and we want to hear about CORE.
Oh, thank you. So do we want to talk about which part of what we're doing right now? I'm juggling, life here with these babies, these beautiful babies, and our everything that we are doing. And then, of course, I work closely with CORE, which is a nonprofit very close to my heart. I went soon after the earthquake in Haiti and started working with the incredible Sean Penn, and it was the most awe-inspiring experience of my life, and has been working with CORE. We have medical clinics, we do disaster relief, we were, in Abaco after the hurricane hit. So we go into areas when disaster strikes, and we have the most incredible team, and our amazing Ann Lee, who is so incredible, our CEO and co-founder, and we have the most incredible volunteers. And we had been doing disaster relief, Puerto Rico, we had been all over the globe, and I don't think, at least I never really realized that it would be right here on our home turf. And so, of course, when COVID struck, we have set up mobile clinics and clinics across the country. We have mobile sites all across the country. We have free clinics, across the country. And I'll give you the list of, you name it, we're there. We're on the East Coast, we're here. We have 8 sites in Los Angeles. We have Oakland. We're spread out everywhere. And so we offer free testing. We have incredible volunteers. It's amazing because it really, we're trained, and then it frees up so many of the frontline workers to go and for the firefighters to be where they need to be and whatnot, so that we can handle it. And so I'm so incredibly proud and honored to be on the board. And we're doing so much work in the Navajo Nation. And in my love for the indigenous people who have been struck so harshly by this, and who are so incredible and inspiring. I've been working with Johns Hopkins there, and we have the core sites there where we're doing the testing, but I've also been working with an organization, I work with Baby to Baby, to deliver diapers and wipes in the Navajo Nation. So I'm really proud of that. And then some friends and I started a wish list to get toys and coloring books and all kinds of things over there as well. So I feel like the gift of being in the position that we get to be in and having a platform, really, that the gift of that is to be of service to others. And so I find that my light and my love so much comes from being able to be of service. And so for me, I just try to look within and see where I can be the most of service.
You see why I love her, Courtney?
Yeah, she's deep. I wouldn't. Wow. I want to talk about mixed max shoes and
I told you, Courtney, this would not be that.
We can always. I would love to talk about mixed matches, of course. But that's the thing. Is I do think like so much of healing and so much of why Punky resonated so much with people is that there's just so much, there's so much heart, in Punky, and Punky was all about that authenticity and just being yourself, and that that family, there's the family that we're born into, and then there's the family that we choose, right? And so we are a family. I mean, Cherie, I consider you as much a blood sister as as anything.
Well, technically, we are blood sisters.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, totally. Yes. So I mean, like, to me, that was such a part of who Punky was and what we were able to do in healing through laughter, but also dealing with real issues and real topics. And I want to be able to carry that on, and healing through, through our experiences and our pain, I'm always looking at like, how can I heal the pain through laughter, through stories, you know what I mean? Like, I really have come to realize, at least for me, I feel like in my life, things have happened for me instead of to me, even the most painful things. So I can only speak for myself in that situation, but I really believe that, because even when I look at the most painful experiences, I feel like they gave me room for the most growth,
I gotta ask you this: how often
Yes.
do you meet other ladies with the name Soleil?
Not so often.
Really?
I haven't met a lot of Soleils. Have you met a lot of Soleils?
I have like 3 cousins.
Really?
Yeah, but now they spell it totally different than the way you spell it. Like they
Wow.
hood now, so they gonna spell it different, but they say it, the same way. They spell it Soul Lay.
Oh my God.
So like I got like 3 little cousins named Soleil. Like, beautiful name. It's a very beautiful. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
I gotta ask you this too.
Anything.
I was gonna play this, but how about this? Tell me what was it like being on Saved by the Bell?
Oh it was so much fun. I had such a good time. I love Mario and Mark Paul, and Elizabeth is so sweet, and I've known them forever, and we all grew up together, and it was so much fun. I absolutely loved it. I feel like I played like Screech's girlfriend or something that was like money hungry or something. I don't know. Like, it was so funny. But it was really fun. Really fun.
Now, was that on the same lot as you guys?
Yes. So it was actually where Punky used to be. And now, I believe I'm very into quantum physics and like time folding over. And I'm like, and now what's happening? Like, Punky and Saved by the Bell back at Peacock. I'm like, this is so incredible. Like, time is fully folded over.
It is completely surreal. Hey, when we were little, right? Did you ever expect, when we were sitting at that chair in the audition drawing pictures, that Punky would become iconic?
I was just so focused on having fun with you and drawing those dirty pictures that we were drawing, that
More, please.
we were so ahead of our time. But I just remember being so joyful. No, I'm just kidding about dirty. I mean, I don't know how dirty they were, but my point is that that I remember us just being so full of heart and love, and just feeling like there was something so special. And they have that feeling of they call it like lightning in a bottle, and it felt like when we made Punky for those years, it felt like lightning in a bottle. And then I experienced it beautifully, that lightning in a bottle, when I met my best friends in New York, who were this incredible, this group of skater kids, Harold Hunter and Justin Pierce, and some of my best friends who have since passed away, and some that are still alive, Firefighter Pete and other friends that are still around. But it was like living in the 90s in New York City. There was this energy and this lightning in a bottle feeling where you just felt so alive, and we all came from different walks of life, and it was a melting pot, and that feeling of feeling alive. And I remember being like, oh my God, like I can conquer the world. It was like that feeling. And then for years I associated it with youth, and I thought, oh, well, that's the feeling you get when you go out into the world and go to college, or, I thought it was youth. And then this last year, and I had moments in between, like having babies and the magic of parenthood and these moments, getting married. There's definitely like these highlights throughout my life, but I got this feeling again the last few years, and this experience when we were doing Punky, where I felt like this coming of age again at this stage in my life. And I was like, oh my gosh, it wasn't youth. It was like that feeling alive, you can conquer the world and do anything kind of feeling. And the whole experience of bringing back Punky and the Reboot with you, I again felt that lightning in a bottle. And it makes me emotional, because I think that's when you know that you're like in connection with Source, when you know that what you're doing really matters. And I get that feeling when I go to Haiti, you know what I mean? And when I do the work, or I see what we're doing in the field, or I visit our clinics, it's that feeling where it's like, it's so much bigger than us, but what we can each do has such an impact. When I see that writing on the wall of my daughter's room, or my other daughter who writes about why it's so important for us to treat each other, all of us, with dignity and pride and love. It is that feeling that we are so capable to do so much, and it inspires me, and it makes me feel hopeful, in a time when everything else feels so, in disarray and chaotic. I go, oh, like I can see my father in their eyes, and then I can hear the words of James Baldwin and so many incredible civil rights leaders, and it really inspires me,
The best heart of anybody that I've ever met.
Oh.
Seriously. You want to play that game with us, Courtney?
Yeah. Can I ask one quick question though?
Yes.
Cherie always this story. I love Cherie telling me. Maybe you can expand on it.
Yes, anything.
Pissing off Johnny Carson. I love this.
Oh, we ran away. Okay, so we literally. There may have been some drama on the set. I don't know. Some kids might have been getting into it, and I got really scared of getting into trouble or something, and I ran away and I hid in Johnny Carson's office. Is that the time, or when we would just? Yeah. So I ran away and I hid out at Johnny Carson's. And that's what happened. True story.
Poor Johnny Carson. He was probably like, why are these kids always here?
Like in his office or something. I don't know.
Hi, this is my book. Cucumbers are delicious. My mom tried to hide me from the public, but it didn't last. I have big dreams, Make sure that you can find it at therealcherry.com.
Wow. All right. So this is like who's more likely between the both of you. Who's more likely to do Playboy?
Both.
I'll take the blame, but yes, probably both.
All right, who watches TV?
Oh my God, could you imagine? Oh my God, the two of us, what?
Man, you talking about, now that's some promotion for the show.
I don't know if the show would be happy, but.
I never said that. You got that part out.
Look, let us go 8 seasons. We might try.
Oh, man. MILF edition. All right. Who watches TV the most?
Who what?
Who watches TV the most?
I haven't watched TV in so long.
Oh,
I watched Hamilton this year. Does that count?
Well, I'm watching Peacock now and the Punky Reboot like every day. Peacock TV. It's like on 24/7. But you know what? I think I love watching TV, but I really wanted to use this time, which I don't believe in time. We could talk about that later, but like in time, I believe in space time, and I don't believe it in the traditional sense. Like, oh my God, Soleil is going into her hippie, chit chat. But my point being that I wanted to try to read and like give myself the best college education that I could of looking within, and so I started studying a lot of the great philosophers and studying quantum physics and things like that. So I tried to use this opportunity to do as much reading as possible. But normally I like to.
You gotta. When next time we have you on, you gotta expand on that quantum physics, because I've been I'm kind of into that kind of stuff.
I'll show you my book collection, which you'll be like, oh my God, it's like.
I'm really like into that kind of stuff.
Okay,
who's more likely to exercise?
She's my workout partner. I FaceTime her when I'm on the elliptical.
And I kind of lay down.
The funny thing is, I do it more just to like, I don't know, just to
keep up your energy.
Get my juices pumped. That doesn't sound right. To get
them juices pumped up.
I saw this.
We're like, who is this Soleil Moon Frye become?
I saw this on your Instagram page, so I figured I'd ask. But who's more likely to be caught at a Snoop Dogg concert?
Me, for sure. Me or you? Me, right?
You!
Yeah,
you.
for sure. Yeah, I love, like, Snoop is fun to hang out with.
Snoop is what? Say that again?
Snoop is fun to hang out with.
Really?
Yes. He's like one of my favorite. I have only hung out with him on like 1 or 2 occasions, maybe 1, and it was really great.
Oh, yeah. I hung out with him once too.
Do you guys have little like pictures that you can add into your podcast?
Yes.
Okay, good.
For you, yeah.
I'll show you
all that for everybody else.
This Snoop and I picture early enough in the evening.
Yeah. Okay, who curses the most?
And
you?
I feel maybe you.
Yeah, I think Cherie.
My daughters and my son. Sons.
Who was the player growing up?
Probably me.
You?
Probably, yeah. Soleil was a good girl.
Uh-oh.
Well, here's the thing. I was like the kissing queen, but I didn't like. I was like the girl. I was like the last virgin, but I was like I'd kiss, like I was like. But I always had great guy friends, but I didn't have like a lot of serious relationships when I was.
She got married really early.
Yeah.
So you got married, and I was still single for like years.
Yeah.
Well,
Cherie is way more of a player than I ever actually even knew.
Yeah, I'm starting to find that up too.
I mean, I'm retired now, but
I would disagree.
But I might be coming back. Everything kind of goes full circle.
It all goes full circle.
I am having my full circle moment. I hit my microphone and everything. Okay, sorry. Go ahead, Courtney.
All right. Who's dated a rapper?
Well, I mean, yeah. I think both of us.
Yeah.
Okay.
I dated a few. Did you date a few?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we both had a thing for rappers. For sure.
I was gonna say no. I was gonna lie. I
think our love of rappers never really ended.
No, it's still continuing today. I was gonna say no. I only dated one, but then I forgot that Shaheem was actually a guest on the show, so I don't think.
Yeah.
All right.
So,
This
did you like? We do have a thing. Like, it was so funny. Cherie made one of my favorite comments the other day. She's like, "You and I on a rap tour." I'm like, "Yes, 20 something. Cherie and I are like, we're gonna manifest. We are on a hip hop rap tour."
Yes.
All right, so you and Cherie are in the club, right?
Yeah, right.
So let's say you and Cherie in the club. Too Short's Blow the Whistle song comes on, and he says, "What's my favorite word?" Who's the first one to say, "Bitch"? I guess we know.
They call me Too Short, but I can start. Wait, I'll start like going into. Do they call it? See, the lyrics that I would sing right now are not. They're not. Are not illegal for a podcast.
Okay.
Because of my.
All right.
Or my, like, we could do like. Right.
Here's a good one for you, Soleil. Here's a good. Who's more likely to meet a guy off the internet and start a business with?
Well, I get a little sketched out by like, I don't know. I'm like,
I think that's me and Courtney.
Because
that's how we started the podcast. I met him on Instagram.
Yeah, I interviewed.
I'm like, I don't know. Although I did have an interesting experience recently with DM, which was very cool.
Who eats the most? Really?
Well, she might eat more often, but I think
saw me. I couldn't even start this until I shoved like everything in my mouth.
She ate too, so.
I ate too. Just before you got on, I was eating pizza, and I was actually telling Courtney, I make pizza at least twice a month, and I think it's because of your mom.
Oh
your mom is the reason why I love like Italian food.
I love it.
Because her mom was an amazing caterer, and that's the first person that taught me how to make homemade pizza.
I've been doing some research, and this is one of my favorite people in the world because of things like quantum physics, but Back to the Future. Who hit Michael J. Fox in the head with a ball?
You?
Me?
Yeah. What do you mean? What?
In the hallway at NBC.
I did?
Yes.
What did I do?
You were throwing a ball. I was supposed to catch it. I just didn't catch it. But you threw it and it hit the back of his head? You don't remember that?
No.
In the hallway.
He was probably so sweet, right?
He was so sweet. He threw the ball back to me and he looked at you and he said, "Good catch, kiddo." I mean, good throw, kiddo.
Well, by the way, now I just found a very funny clip of Jenny Lewis and I at a Back to the Future 2 premiere, I think. And we're like fully doing, before there was like where you would jump into a picture, we're like, he's on screen and we obviously want to be on camera so bad that we're like, hey! It was so funny. Anyway, you can pull that out. It was fun.
Yes, but he told Soleil she had a great arm. Because she said.
That's so funny.
And he was so sweet about it.
So funny.
Who had a crush on Johnny Depp?
Me, for sure.
Really?
Massive. Such a big crush. Yes, I love Johnny Depp as a little girl amongst every other heartthrob. I was like, this is the thing. I had so many crushes growing up. I was the crushing queen.
We're not out of time. When you see this picture, what memories come to mind?
Sabrina, Melissa Joan Hart, Roxy. I had so much fun doing that show, and really good times working with people.
What about this picture?
Ooh,
Heartthrob.
Yeah, I like that picture. That is like Stuff magazine when I was so excited because I had become a WB girl and I was like, oh my God, it's so exciting. And I get to take pictures of like oil all over. And like, I was very excited about, about being able to like do something that was sensual and
hot picture. Fun. What about this picture right here?
Oh, Cherie, is that when you passed out from the refrigerator? Yes. Oh, boo-boos, that refrigerator. That episode, man, down in history. Historic.
Man.
Cherie, you made history with that episode.
What about this one right here? What do you think? What comes to mind for both of you when you see this?
Look at her clothes.
One of my lifelong best friends. Like, I love it.
I look at her clothes and just bust out laughing.
I see one of my best friends and she's oh, I think I had a bigger crush on him than you did. Is that Robinson?
Yeah.
Yes. the look on your face in that.
Look at how in love. Look at how dreamily. Look at what you could always tell when I was crushed out on somebody. Because like if you pull that picture back up, look at how I'm looking at him. Right? She's supposed to be the one crushed out on him. Right? Is what they're saying. But look at me. Look at me. See. I had good taste.
That face is so cute. Yeah, you've always had great taste.
Oh, Fred Savage. I remember. Yeah, that was me going through puberty.
Oh.
Zoe! I love Zoe. Oh my gosh, and we're back. I'm so excited. We've been recording. I've been recording from my closet.
Are you kidding me? The Proud Family?
Proud Family, Disney Plus. Yeah.
I didn't know that. Congratulations. You know what? So
you need to come to the show.
I did an episode. I was going to say, I played Chanel, but they gave my credit to Solange because Solange did the movie. So they gave my TV credit to her.
Okay, well, we need to discuss this. But I love being a part of that show, and you need to come visit us.
I would love to.
Oh, Mark Paul. Okay, so here's a really funny story. So Mark Paul, I liked him so much, and he was on Punky before I did Saved by the Bell, and we went to a dance together, and it's so funny because I had sat down with him not too long ago, and I remember when we had our dance that I remember LL Cool J, I Need Love playing, and I was like, I could hear it in the back of my mind, and I like literally, I would literally listen to that song thinking of him. And then when we got together and caught up, he was like, yeah, we were behind the curtain, and literally the dance was, hey, we want some, and it was like 2 Live Crew. So this is how perspectives, right, can change. Like in my mind, it was LL Cool J, I Need Love, and in his mind, it was 2 Live Crew, and he was like, how do I dance to this? Like, what am I supposed to do? And my memory of it was like this romantic song. Anyway, we had 2 completely different memories of the same night.
That is funny.
That is some hidden treasure.
Okay, she's going to kill me. We were supposed to let her go 10 minutes ago.
No, I'm good. Let's keep going.
Okay.
Are you sure?
Yes. Why don't I want to show you a picture. Hold on a second.
Oh my God. I'm scared of what Soleil's going to bring up.
What do you think when you see that picture, though, if you don't mind me asking?
She said, oh my God. I don't think there's more.
Come on now. Yes. Yes.
That's what I'm putting on there.
That is Las Vegas. Woo!
So for all
with
those
my
people,
crystal gale hair, look at how long my hair is.
It's so pretty.
Were you guys on set with when the Hogan family was on there too? I think that was an NBC show.
The Hogan family.
Jason Bateman. Were you guys on set with Jason Bateman?
Oh, I don't think so. But
I love Jason Bateman.
I do too.
He's great. And then this is something that I'm really, let me see if I can find it. Sorry, I wasn't trying to.
No, I'm looking out too. I'm going to make you laugh.
But I get very excited about this. So this is my dad during the March in Washington.
Yeah, that's what I saw that on your page. That is dope.
Can we steal these off your page and the podcast?
Oh, consider them stolen already.
Yes.
Just so you know, her dad.
Hold on, I'm gonna try to.
Coming from her, it's one thing, but coming from me, it's a different. Her dad was one of the sweetest, most genuine, best pancake.
He was pretty wild too, but
the best pancake maker in the world.
Ah! Okay, wait. Are you guys still filming? I just wanted to find something really quick. I'm so sorry. I'm totally.
Keep going.
Did you go to school, or did you have a tutor? We went to set school together. Cherie, I'm gonna let you answer it while I'm finding this.
Okay, so we did go to school on set, but Soleil at one point had a schedule where she really missed Apple, and they kind of worked around it where she was able to go back to her school and be with her friends, and then come back with us in the afternoon after school.
So what was that like, you guys?
It was crazy.
You see us now, right?
I'm talking about
crazy.
Imagine us in the classroom together.
Yeah.
What about your classmates when they saw you, like when you showed up?
Okay, sorry. Are you talking to this one or me or Sorry, I was looking up one of my favorite people right now. So it was crazy. School was crazy. I loved going to school and having the regular school experience. My mom always wanted me to feel like a regular kid, and so we went to summer camp and we were able to be kids, and it was just always really, really important to us. You know,
Yeah, Cottontail.
it was important to us. Yes.
So I need to know, Soleil. You always remind me, don't feed into the negativity of social media. And sometimes you just have to ignore stuff and take the high road. I'm not really capable.
But that's why you're here to protect me.
How do you do it though? Like, do you just not read the comments after a while? Do you just like, what do you do? Because I gotta say it.
No, it's hard for me sometimes because I'm so protective over my kids, and when it gets personal like that, or somebody that I love or a friend, and yet I really believe in each person having their own opinion, and I also believe in trying to look at things from different perspectives, and so I guess I think so much of the struggle that comes in our lives, in our personal relationships, in our marriages, in our friendships, in our homes, with our kids, so much is based off of pain. When people are feeling pain, they say things that, they wouldn't, necessarily say if they weren't in pain. And so, so I try, I'm not always, able to, control it or whatever, but I don't like drama. I think I like to diffuse drama as much as possible. So anytime there's a dramatic situation, I'm kind of always I'm like the one trying to diffuse it, because it's not healthy in my life. And that doesn't mean that I won't talk about something and talk through something with somebody I love, but I don't do it to make myself feel better. Like if I need to talk something out, I'm coming from my heart, and I'm not doing it to try and like strum up drama. And I think a lot of people sometimes, create drama because it makes them feel better about their lives. And again, that comes from pain too. So I think for me, I've been really trying to evaluate when things come up, or when people say things that are hurtful or comments that are negative, that's just all coming from a place where they're not maybe so happy in their own lives or with themselves,
See how sweet she is? Like, I want to get there one day.
She's so right too, because I bumped into a guy at the barbershop who was saying so much negative stuff on social media, and I just talked with him, and then everything changed. Yeah. And I realized that he was just, like you said, people are hurt, and they just are, texting away, and they don't mean it.
Yeah, and I mean, exactly. And I was listening to a veteran the other day, which was, speaking so passionately about like, how do people feed their kids right now? How do they feed their children? And, and look at, like, for him, that his story, that is his truth right now, and so, and for someone else who doesn't have the privilege of having a position to have a job, there's just there's so many facets. And so I try to kind of look at the different sides of it, because again, I think it all comes from, a place of, trying to protect our kids, trying to protect our homes, trying to make a living, trying to, all of those things. So anyway, it's very interesting. And also the fact that we choose the story that we want to write.
She's so sweet. And that's like her all the time. She's just got the best heart in the world. So I finally found a picture.
Oh, boo-boos.
Do you remember where that was?
Yes. I think I had decided that maybe I was going to get married to somebody I didn't know for like a day, and Cherie came with me. And then I didn't know him. By the way, I like never even slept with him. And we had
she slept with me that night.
Yeah, it was literally just this fun thing of like, oh, let's go and say we're going to get married. And then I got there and I was like, Cherie, I can't marry this guy. I don't even know this guy. I never even hooked up with this guy. What am I doing? It sounded like fun because he was going to send us on this. Anyway, it was hysterical, and Cherie had my back. as she always
Oh,
is.
always.
So
Always.
Why do I need to confront people when she is like my warrior doing it for me?
So
It's
that was going
amazing.
to be my last question for you guys. And I guess looking at the original characters of Punky and Cherie, now that you all have grown up, and I'm talking about your real selves, do you think that you all have grown, that character has grown into what you all are now?
I think that's an amazing, amazing question.
Okay.
And I always say, like, I didn't, and Cherie, I'm curious about your feeling too. I didn't know where Punky ended and I began, you know, as a kid, like, because we were the same in so many ways, you know, in our outlooks on life and survival. And I feel like in doing this show and bringing it back, it's like I feel this punky power within me igniting, and the parts of me that I kind of, you know, like maybe those parts of me that I had underestimated, or, you know, in life, like people could say things about you and, you know, or put you down or whatever. And it's like, that's programming, right? And so people pick up that programming throughout their lives. One of my favorite books, The Four Agreements, talks about it, right? It is like, you know, if a kid is like, you know, their parents like, don't sing, they have a beautiful voice, but it's like annoying the parent. And then all of a sudden that kid in their head thinks they're not a great singer because the mom was frustrated or whatever. It's like, what are the things we pick up on that then program us to somehow think less of ourselves, you know? And so I think we all go through these insecurities. And I guess I never realized that in my 40s, I would be coming of age all over again. And through Punky, really like rediscovering those parts of me that maybe I had kind of just like put to the side a little bit. And so as Punky is coming of age again and rediscovering herself, I feel very much like I'm coming of age and rediscovering myself as well, which it's not about a TV show. Like, I love that we get to make this TV show and that we can connect with people and make people laugh and smile. But like, this is so much more about our lives, you know what I mean? And so much more about how do we be our most authentic selves? And in being that most authentic self, how can we help affect change in the world by telling stories that are meaningful and by healing through laughter and through our truth?
You answered that question way better than I asked it. So
No, it's a great question though. But I think about this a lot because I'm like, oh my God, like 5-6 years ago, I don't think I had that same, had you told me this 6 years ago, I mean, I think I would have been maybe even too afraid, or like not too afraid, but like, oh my God, how am I I would have been so in my head. Do you know what I mean? And to have come this far through just like, you know, building self-confidence and all those things, it's like Punky has helped bring me here.
what was the name of that book again? You said you?
The Four Agreements. I love that book.
Agreements? Okay.
Yeah, it's so good. I highly recommend it.
You would have never thought that when the Punky girls grew up, they did not watch TV, they read books.
Yeah.
And Cherie, what would you say about your character?
I would say that Cherie is Cherie. She's very much, I mean, my uncle was writing heavily for the show when we were little. And so there was a whole lot of me that was put into that character. So we're very synonymous in life. I'm very excited to be able to continue on the journey and play her. And I believe we probably will have a lot of similarities.
Yeah. And I think the original show, they always drew from our real life experiences to create around it. So many of the shows were based off of things that were going on in our personal lives. And and even now, like reading the writing, I'm like, oh, that's so me. That's so me. People are going to know way too much about me.
See, and I can't wait because I haven't gotten to read the stuff yet. I do know some storyline ideas and stuff, but I'm excited about jumping in with both feet and just
Is it still in Chicago?
Yes. Still in
You know, I'm from Chicago, so if you need any,
yes,
let me know. Anything about Chicago, let me know.
We are Chi-Town girls.
Oh,
I love it. I was just going to show you the boys because I was
going to say, but she has her nephews.
oh, okay.
Yes, this is graduation.
Oh, look at how tall he is.
No, I know they're
That's the
so
godmama
handsome.
in him.
Oh, they're so beautiful.
Oh.
I know.
And our kids play games together, and they've been FaceTime buddies.
It's so cute. They like love each other. If I told you the cuteness that Lyric was saying, I mean, Lyric and Rhythm, come on, like Lyric and Rhythm. Can you just like imagine, like for sure?
Wow.
It doesn't
done deal.
And really did like match up. Wow.
Can you believe?
Not on purpose. It didn't happen.
Wow.
Isn't that wild? Come on. Lyric
and
and
they
Rhythm.
love you.
Can you imagine those wedding invitations?
That is wild.
Lyric and Rhythm, or Rhythm and Lyric invite you to get the beat on.
Wow.
And just so you know, they rap together, like literally.
Oh my God, Lyric just wants to be a rapper, and by Rhythm, what did he say? A Mercedes Ginzy, a Mercedes Ginzy.
Oh,
Like a Lamborghini Mercedes, and by the way, I mean, like, I'm like, all right, well, you're gonna have to like really like sell some records then.
she cannot wait to get back. She's like,
he wants to give her, he wants to build her a gold house. I mean, it's very cute. Yeah, he's in.
that is so cute. Well, she's all the way in. She is like, I want to get back. I can't wait to see my friend. And then I told her that you called me asking about school and stuff.
Oh my God.
And she goes, oh my God, will I be able to do school with them at least one day? Because she's never been in class with other kids.
I love it.
So she's so excited. Thank you for letting me steal you this long.
Thank you, so sorry. I love you so much.
I love you too, and I totally lied to you. I was like, we'll have you out by 3.
No, it's all good.
3:30.
It's an honor to meet you. Like, seriously.
It's such an honor meeting you.
Man, this is like, wow. Do you have 5 seconds?
Yeah.
Okay, this is for both of you guys, and I'll add it in. The wardrobe for the Punky Reboot. Are you guys hands-on with the wardrobe, or is it going to be, you guys got any surprises? What can we expect?
We have amazing wardrobe led by the incredible Mona May, who is iconic. She did Clueless, and she's done, I mean, just so many of the iconic looks across the board. And she's amazing, and we're so lucky to be working with her.
Mona is amazing and awesome. She's done everything. Romy and Michelle.
Yeah, she's amazing. She's iconic.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Much love.
Kiss the boys, okay? Tell them I love them. Kiss the girls too as they come out of their rooms.
You are awesome. Both of you guys.
Thank you. It was such a pleasure, Courtney, meeting you.
No, pleasure is mine.
Thank you. I love you, Cherie.
I love you. Thank you for letting me steal you for a whole hour.
Oh my God, thank you. Bye, love.
Hey,
please like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. It is the official Cherie Johnson. That way you never miss one of our Cherie's World podcasts.